Are you having fun there?
I'm having a blast.
Trying to figure out my pattern?
I'm trying to figure out your pattern.
Stop screwing with my G phone.
Huh?
I said stop screwing with my G phone.
Well, I'm just trying to find the right spot on your G phone.
You're never gonna find my G spot. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with me.
So it's one-dimensional?
Oh, since you're so much smarter than I am, why don't you figure out Joe's unlock code?
I can't.
A J. Oh.
That's incredible. Thanks.
Anyway, right now we've got the Google phone, the T-Mobile G1.
This is the G1.
The G-Mobile.
Right.
T-Mobile is the first company to have a Google Android-enabled phone. Android is Google's new phone operating system, and they've used a telephone by HTC to make it happen. I don't really love the hardware of this phone. It has this little curve in it, which is stupid, and when it's in your pocket, it's uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I really don't like that. It's got a little trackball in there, but it's also a touch screen, so you can move stuff around. It actually has a 3-panel display, kind of like the iPhone does, except the iPhone has a variable number of panels, and this one has actually 3 only. But you customize it. Kick the screen up with this interesting little dancing hinge. So it's sort of an arced hinge, and the reason they do that is because they keep most of the hinge machinery inside of the phone, so you can actually expose more of the keypad and have more room.
Bit right there.
Yeah, and that stupid bendy bit, which also houses your micro SD card slot.
So here's my concern about this piece of hardware.
That you have spent no time with.
I have spent very little time.
What the hell is he doing here anyway? Pointless.
In your cornflakes this morning.
Android is an interesting operating system. It works a lot like your PC. Has a single click and an effective right click, which is actually just a long tap. So if you do...
So basically when you're long tapping like that, then that's basically right clicking on your mouse.
Yeah, it brings up a contextual menu. Just like with the iPhone, it has an app store. Here they call it the marketplace. It means app store in Google phone speak.
Right.
Currently everything in the marketplace is free because Google hasn't yet implemented a payment system, which is great because, like I said, everything's free. So I've downloaded pretty much anything that looks remotely interesting. I have a Skype client by a company called iScoot. I got a really useless fractal viewer. And then my favorite useless application, seismograph. So you put this on here and it uses the phone's accelerometers to actually do a seismograph. So,
oh, look at that, a 9 on the Richter scale.
Was that a 9?
It was nearly a 9.
I think we gave it a 5.
Okay. There we go.
That one was a 9. What do I have it? Keep it plugged in and wait for an earthquake? So like I said, we have some useless applications, but then there's some really useful ones, like the barcode scanner. So you just take a product
Let's find a product.
For example, Space Cowboys starring Dennis Hopper?
No, well, yeah.
Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, James Garner, and Tommy Lee Jones.
And Tommy Lee Jones.
For how many of these actors was this their last movie? So you go in and then you use the barcode scanner and you basically let the camera see the barcode. It got it, it says found product. Then you just go to open product search and it automatically takes you to Google product search and finds you the best price.
So it goes to there's an actual website called Google Product Search. Yeah. And it'll find the best price for the Space Cowboys DVD.
Yes, Google is an information searching
well, I know you can use it to find pornography.
Yeah. And then it
can do other things apparently.
And anyway, like I said, what is he doing here? Space Cowboys, which are available for as little as 10 cents.
All right. How much is shipping and handling?
I don't know. We can buy it later, Danny.
Okay.
But you can actually borrow this one if you want.
Can I?
Yeah. Android's not an operating system for somebody who wants a super easy, super fun phone. I have to say, iPhone still is king of that. Like Symbian, it's fully open. Unlike Symbian, it's also really easy to use.
So how much does this guy cost?
This is $179
with a
2-year contract on T-Mobile. This is not going to be, just to be clear, the only phone that uses Android. You're going to see a lot of them pop up in the future. It is the first phone to use Android, which is G1. After 90 days, though, they have to let you unlock it. It's how T-Mobile works, and so you can actually unlock this phone and put it on AT&T. It'll still work with their network. It is a 3G phone, so it gets high-speed downloads. I've gotten around 600 kbps down, which is it's a little slower than AT&T's network, but give T-Mobile credit. 2 months ago, they didn't have a 3G network. Yeah. Now, I've got 3G by my house. There's 3G in New York and in major markets. I think they're going to have more than 20 major markets by the end of the year, which is pretty good for somebody who's an urban phone user. Obviously, you have to have a music capability with the phone right now. in order to really get.
Otherwise, it's not really a phone. It's more of a piece of crap.
Yeah.
It makes phone calls.
Otherwise, all you can do is call people with.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No. This one does have a really cool function, which is it has a direct link to an Amazon MP3 store where you can download DRM-free tracks.
That's awesome.
So just like iTunes, but not iTunes. And
what kind of music have you downloaded? Do you have any Wu-Tang on there?
Actually, yeah, I do.
All right.
99 cents. Unfortunately, if you look at this phone, there is no headphone jack. What the F, HTC? So we've got this.
Right there.
We got this HTC standard mini USB, use our crappy headphone jack, and they don't even come with an adapter so you can put your own headphones into it. That make me angry. Make Joe angry.
Joe mad?
Yeah, Joe mad.
Joe smash?
No, it's not my phone.
Joe get smashed?
Maybe.
That's more like it.
That's more realistic.
Does it do cut and paste?
It does do cut and paste. Holla! It does do cut and paste. I really think that nobody could come out with a new mobile operating system without cut and paste, with all the attention Apple has gotten for not having it.
They've gotten a lot of flack.
They've gotten a lot of flack.
That's unfortunate.
Where my damn cut and paste? Where'd that come from?
All right, scan me. Tell me how much I'm worth.
I'm gonna give this phone a 7 out of 10. But the phone itself, I'm giving a 6. I'm giving an 8 to the operating system because that's almost is as much of a noteworthy product as the phone itself. So the average amount, we're gonna get 7 in the middle.
7 blue balls.
Yep.
Yep.
This little flashlight is the future. Actually, it's not. Nobody's ever going to buy this. It's a $400 fetish flashlight from a company called Lumincraft, and it's called the Gadget Lab. But in one way, it is kind of the future because it uses LED lighting to produce an incredibly bright light. I don't know what's going to happen if I flash this at the screen, but it uses LED technology to produce an incredibly bright light. This is 250 lumens. It's about the brightest flashlight I've ever seen. It's blindingly bright. In fact, they say that if you're in a dark alley at night and you get surprised by somebody, you might consider just flashing this in their eyes as a form of self-defense. I'm not sure that flashing a $400 flashlight in somebody's eyes is necessarily going to be all that effective at getting them to not take your wallet. They might just take the flashlight instead, but so be it. It has some nifty features in addition to being designed out of incredibly cool bits of titanium. There are over 85 pieces and they're hand lathed by Swiss watchmakers or something like that. It's got a really nice dial here for adjusting the intensity of the light so you can make it brighter or darker. If $400 is a little bit too rich for your blood, but you still want a super bright LED light, Duracell has just come out with a new line of their own LED flashlights. They're called the Daylight series. And this particular one uses a lithium battery to generate, with an LED light, 160 lumens of brightness, which is also incredibly bright. In fact, if I hadn't seen the Gadget light, this would have been the brightest flashlight I've ever seen. And this one is only 35 bucks, which is pretty good. You can probably get it at your local drugstore, and it even looks a little bit like a Duracell battery. So you be the judge. $35 or $400?